I'm in the world, but not of it. I praise God every day and I love it. I say what I want and I say what they want. I stand for the truth and what's right and they don't. Life is simple, it's no puzzle. Common sense will tell you not to wear a muzzle. Fear no evil, trust no people. When in doubt, shout, I'm a believer. I fear no man, though the world is broken. God, shine your light on me. I fear no man, though the world is broken. God, shine your light on me.
I offend everybody, the left, right, in the middle. Blame my parents because I've been this way since I was little. It used to be normal, now everybody praying to crystals. No wonder why it's so easy for the devil to trick you. They treat you like dogs, pitting muzzles all on your faces, forcing kids to wear them in schools. Doesn't this seem outrageous? They ban Bible scriptures on TikTok.
Let's go to Target! Let's go to Target! Need some PlayStations! Let's go to Target!
I'm in the world, but not of it. I praise God every day and I love it. I say what I want and I say what they want. I stand for the truth and what's right and they don't. Life is simple, it's no puzzle. Common sense will tell you not to wear a muzzle. Fear no evil, trust no people. When in doubt, shout, I'm a believer. I fear no man, though the world is broken. God, shine your light on me. I fear no man, though the world is broken. God, shine your light on me.
I offend everybody, the left, right, in the middle. Blame my parents because I've been this way since I was little. It used to be normal, now everybody praying to crystals. No wonder why it's so easy for the devil to trick you. They treat you like dogs, pitting muzzles all on your faces, forcing kids to wear them in schools. Doesn't this seem outrageous? They ban Bible scriptures on TikTok.
Let's go to Target! Let's go to Target! Need some PlayStations! Let's go to Target!
Good morning. Good morning, everybody. I'm a little irritated right now. The freaking dryer broke. I have wet clothes in the dryer, and the dryer's broken. So I don't know what the heck I'm going to do. I guess I'm going to have to get them over to the laundromat in the morning somehow. Not happy. So annoying. Wake up, my clothes are supposed to be dry. They're not dry. Anyway, good morning, everybody. How's your day going today? You had to get a new battery for your car yesterday? You got an EV? You got an electric vehicle? I'm just kidding. I know normal cars also have batteries. What we got today? What's the big stuff in the news? Snap benefit. Snap's lapse for the first time in history. Are we currently at the longest government shutdown ever? Did they break the record yet? I'm getting a little worried about my plane flights this month. Getting a little worried about it. I don't trust airports and pilots as it is with all the DEI crap they did. Now you got a bunch of tired people who aren't getting paid working your what do they call them? The ground security people or the ground control. This is ground control to Major Tom. I'm not getting paid, so I don't feel like working hard today. Plane's just going to be driving into each other on the runway. Ridiculous. Anyway, big government shutdown. Nobody was talking about this. I don't even know what the deal is, but apparently a terror attack was averted on Halloween Day. Terror attack. Kash Patel, some jihadis out in Michigan. We'll look into that, see if there's any new updates. I don't think there's nothing new, though, other than stuff that I already read over the weekend. And then another story, which I guess maybe at first they either clickbaited me, or it was a rumor, or it's fake news or something. But I read in a headline that a bunch of monkeys infected with AIDS and what were they all infected with? COVID, AIDS, and hepatitis. Rhesus monkeys. How do you say it? Rhesus monkeys escaped a truck. A truck crashed with a bunch of Rhesus monkeys on it, and they escaped. And the first headline I read said that they were infected with AIDS, hepatitis, and COVID, and they escaped the truck. But now, the same headline, I saved that webpage, and now the headline says they were not infected with AIDS, hepatitis, and COVID. But there's still Rhesus monkeys running around loose, and those things will rip off somebody's face. So, there was an update on the story just today that I was able to add to it. One of them's dead. Some lady blasted it. You catch a monkey on your property, you get the weaponry, okay? And that's what she did. She felt like her child was in danger. So we'll talk about that. And then in rapid fire, I have a whole bunch of stuff about Antifa and immigration, updates on all that. We got a update on Tyler Robinson, the Charlie Kirk alleged assassin. He went to court on October 31st. So, rhesus monkeys. Recess. It's recess. Time for recess, kids. He had a court date. We'll look at. Apparently, he had a big victory, which the big victory means basically he wants to wear his normal clothes. Anyway, I'm spoiling it. So that's the plan. That's what we got. And I'm sitting here stressing about my freaking clothes. Oh my God, they're going to get all stinky. Maybe I'll try to, I don't know. Before I leave, maybe I'll try to punch that dryer or something. Get it to work. The light turns on and then it starts going, but it doesn't like start kicking. So I don't know. Anybody know how to fix a dryer? Anyway, SNAP benefits. Oh, snap. Oh, snap. Oh, snap. Oh, snap. We ain't got no SNAP benefits. Oh. SNAP benefits set for the first ever lapse, with Senate set to reject funding patches from Politico. GOP leaders want to keep... Where's my dono bar? There it is. Okay. It needs a new belt. Huh. Wonder if that'd be easier to do than taking it to the laundromat. Fix that. What's up? We'll gear. So the government shutdown. I think we may have already broke the record for longest one. SNAP benefits lapsed. So people are losing their minds. A lot of overweight, lazy people are mad that they're not going to get their little Debbie cakes and their sodas anymore. Matt Walsh did a show about this the other day where he went in depth on a lot of the stuff about the SNAP benefits. Something like, I forget the numbers, but something like 40% of people who are on SNAP are obese. And then they were talking about the spendings. 7% of all the SNAP money is spent on soda. And then another like 6% is spent on little basically sweetened cake treats, Little Debbie cakes, basically. R.I.P. Little Debs. And I just saw an article that says that now that SNAP is not active, Walmart shelves are stocked and the Walmarts are cleaner, or stores, like grocery stores and Walmarts and stuff are cleaner and more stocked food on the shelves. And people are like, "Whoa, that goes into our economy. That goes into our economy." And I think it was Matt Walsh. He was talking about. They say for every SNAP dollar spent, that's $1.80 that goes into our economy. $1.80 add to our GDP for every $1 of SNAP spent. The way he made sense of that, I'm just gonna steal from him because I like this. It explains it well. Basically, you're walking with your friend and you have $100 in your pocket. He has $0 in his pocket. And you see a pile of shit, and you say, "Hey, I'll give you $100 if you eat that pile of shit." And he says, "Okay." So he eats the pile of shit, and you give him $100. Then you're walking a little farther, and you see another pile of shit, and he says, "Hey, I'll give you this $100 if you eat that pile of shit." And you eat that pile of shit, and he gives you $100. Well, you've just increased the GDP by 200%. That's a 200% GDP increase. That's $200 that have changed hands and been spent. We spent $200, guys. But really, nobody gained any money, and both of you ate a pile of shit. So that's kind of the way the food stamps, they increase our GDP because it's actually like saying they take $1 from somebody. Okay, maybe they take 80 cents from somebody. They take 80 cents from the taxpayer. That's one exchange. That's a GDP increase. And then they spend $1 on Little Debbie cakes. Now we got $1.80 in increased GDP, increased economy, increased spending, money changing hands. But everybody just ate shit. That's pretty much explains the EBT program. Basic economics with Josh. I found ground elk today for $1.50. I don't know if I'd trust that. I don't know about all that. What up, producer? Okay, so Senate Republicans will block a Democratic bill that will keep federal food aid flowing to 42 million Americans as they try to build pressure to reopen the government. Majority Leader John Thune said Wednesday. The bill from New Mexico Senator Ben Ray Lujan, which would fund the supplemental nutrition. They supplement your nutrition with Mountain Dew and Ho-Hos. Assistance program in women, infants, and children nutrition passed November 1st is a cynical attempt to buy political cover for Democrats to allow them to carry on their government shutdown even longer, Thune said from the Senate floor. We're not going to let them pick winners and losers, he added on the 29th day of the government shutdown. Isn't a big part of this because we don't want to give illegal immigrants food stamps anymore? And there is a large number of people on our food stamp dole are illegal immigrants. How they get food stamps, God only knows. Ask the freaking sanctuary cities. And another large percent of our food stamp spending is for ABODs, able-bodied, zero-dependent, young men and women, but a lot of young, healthy, able-bodied men who get on food stamps and then they live off the government and they play video games all day instead of getting a job. They're called able-bodied zero dependents. There's no reason they should be getting food stamps. Sorry. You're done, buddy. Time to get a job. Thomas Sowell talked about this with the schools and with welfare. What it is you encourage people to do less so that they can live off the government, because once they start making more money, they lose their benefits. And they actually get more value off of not getting a job and keeping the benefits. So it encourages them to not work and live off their welfare. Same thing with public schools. The worse your school does, the more funding you get. So you're not encouraged to do better because then the school loses funding. That's why these kids can't read. That's why we need the Derek, what is it? Derek, something school for kids who can't read good. How are they going to be expected to learn to read if they can't fit in the building? What is this, a school for ants? Republican Senator Josh Hawley of Missouri, who has offered his own standalone SNAP patch, has also said that his proposal will also be blocked from passing unanimously on the floor. Asked about rejecting the SNAP bills, Thune separately told reporters that if the Senate starts going down the road of take care of this group or that group, it just begs the larger question, how long is this going to drag on? Senate Minority Leader Chuck Schumer, meanwhile, pointed the blame for the lapse squarely at Republicans, adding that he would love for Hawley's proposal if it was put up for a vote. What is the vote that they do they voted for it like 32 times. They vote yes to it. But now Trump's in office. And we need some riots before Thanksgiving. We can't have people going into the holiday season without some riots. So what do? We make sure that the food stamps lapse right before Thanksgiving. That's how we're going to start some riots. Doesn't matter. These people hate America anyway. They hate Thanksgiving. Let them starve. I don't care. I'm broke as a joke, and I ain't got no dang food stamps. Stamp these nuts. Okay. Trump has spoken carefully about the potential SNAP lapse in recent days. However, asked about the approaching cliff on Air Force One overnight, Trump said, "We'll get it done," before quickly saying Democrats need to reopen the government. He also suggested Friday that everybody is going to be in good shape. That's right. When asked about the looming deadline, the food aid cliff has split Republicans between those who want to make sure the program is funded any way possible and GOP leaders and others who don't want to ease pressure on Democrats to fully reopen the government. They're saying Trump is going to have to pay for it. I have another article here. But first, let's watch a little news report. We'll see what they're talking about on ABC News. SNAP benefits run dry. So that article was from Politico before it ended. That was from like a week ago. And now we've got some articles since it has shut down. Now, there was a big fear, and there was TikTok trends going around of, youthful party goers and like overweight people saying that they were going to be looting and robbing all the stores. Stores were beefing up security in urban areas. I haven't seen nothing crazy in my area, but then again, I'm usually not around the city. I'm sleeping during the daytime, so I'm not seeing what's going on in the daytime. But they're saying they're going to be looting, and there has been some reports of some looting. Dude, I love this. I love it. I don't like the fact that I have to worry about my flight. But these people losing their minds about the food stamps is so funny to me. I really don't care. And then I see all these people virtue signaling and saying, "Oh, you should be mad at the rich billionaires in the government. And why are you getting so angry at the poor people who need the food stamps?" The whole reason that the Democrats won't do the bill is because they don't like that we're going to be taking away food stamps from people who are able to work and immigrants. They want their immigrants to be provided. That's part of it. That's not the whole thing, but I seen a new security guard at Albertsons. Oh, snap. Oh, snap. They had to get some dang beef up the security at Albertsons. That's funny. Has anybody seen any looting yet? Anybody seen any youthful party goers robbing the damn Little Debbie cakes? Get out of here, bug. Let's watch this real quick.
Americans on the edge of a hunger crisis as SNAP federal
A hunger crisis. We're the most overweight, obese country in the freaking world. And I always talk about this. It's so true. I've watched people gain weight once they became homeless because they didn't have shit to do all day. They didn't have a job. So what do? If they're not on drugs, which most of them are, but some people become homeless and they don't immediately get on drugs. If they're not on drugs, they don't have a job, they don't have nothing to do, they don't have nowhere to go, it's cold outside, what do? They go to all of the different food places in the city. They got a freaking map. They got a Dora the Explorer. I'm the map. I'm the map. If you want to get your snap, I'm the map. I'm the map. Come and get yourself a nap at the local church, and then you can get a little meal. I'm the map. That's the map. They got the map. They go to the Calvary Church, and they get donuts and coffee at 4 in the morning. And then they go to the Wiggum Center, and they get breakfast at 8. Then they go to the back to the other church, and then they get lunch, and then they can go to the Wiggum Center and get second lunch. Then they can go down to the other church, and they can get sandwiches and crackers and juice. Then they can go to the food bank, one of many, and get a box of food and go sit down on the block and sell their food pantry box, which they do. And then they can go to dinner at the Wiggins Center and then dinner again at the church again. All within walking distance. You could eat 7 meals a day for free. What are you talking about? And that's what they do because it's cold outside. So they want to be sitting inside somewhere. So they just go to all the different freaking places where you can sit down and eat for free. And they eat all day. Some guy will gain 100 pounds in a month. Talking about food stamps. And they have food stamps, but they sell their food stamps for 50 cents on the dollar. Then they just live off of the churches that hand out food in the food banks. They don't even need their food stamps. And don't tell me these poor people don't know that hustle. Don't tell me they don't know where the dang food stamps are. I don't want to hear it. Quit complaining. Quit complaining. Quit crying. Complying. I was trying to say crying and complaining, and it became complying. My snap. But I need my snap.
federal food assistance runs out of money. Even after a federal judge ordered the Trump administration to use emergency funds, the White House argues it's not.
You'd think we'd always be out of money if we're $32 trillion in debt.
Legally allowed to use the money, leaving the 42
You'll have
million
a
Americans who rely on SNAP in limbo.
You'll have a snap. You'll have a snap. A snap. You'll have a snap.
President Trump says he's instructed government lawyers to find a legal path to restore SNAP funding, but acknowledges benefits will still be delayed. House Minority Leader Hakeem Jeffries blasting the president.
The Trump administration needs to release these benefits. They have the funds for a contingency situation like we confront.
But as the shutdown drags on for more than a month, Democrats still holding firm for an extension of Obamacare tax credits to keep healthcare costs for some.
Bro, it would suck if you planned a damn vacation to Washington, D.C. over the early November holiday season. That would suck, dude. You got to make sure if you're planning a trip to D.C., you don't do it around government shutdown time because, I mean, they shut down every other year, so just make sure you're going in a good time of year where the government's going to be open. Otherwise, you can't go see nothing. What'd I just do?
Even after a federal firm for an extension of Obamacare tax credits to keep healthcare costs for some 20 million Americans from skyrocketing. Obamacare open enrollment begins this weekend, and many are already feeling the sticker shock. In Virginia, Beth
I'm not reading that joke, but that's a good joke. Judo is so stupid. Oh,
buyer's
man.
monthly premium jumping from $80 to $425.
This is more than quadrupled in cost for me. So it's just straight out. There's no way I would be able to afford this next year.
And thousands of air traffic controllers working without pay for weeks. Nearly 80% in New York have called out, facing stress and
This is what worries me. I got a flight coming up. We need to get that government open.
fatigue. The staffing shortages triggering delays across the country. Now 4 of the nation's largest airlines pleading lawmakers to reopen the government.
It's putting stress on people. It's not fair to those people. It's also putting stress on the economy.
Even as more than 1 million federal workers like those air traffic controllers are working without pay, lawmakers, guys, on Capitol Hill are still getting their paychecks. And we are still in this standstill because you've got Republicans on one hand, they're refusing to negotiate while the government is shut down, while Democrats say they are standing firm on their health care demands. So really no end in sight to this.
And millions of Americans still trying to figure out what comes next.
Part of the thing that they're mad about with the healthcare thing is that we're not going to be giving ABODs and illegal immigrants food stamps anymore. So they say we're going to do a government shutdown and everybody's going to lose their food stamps. But then the stupid lefties don't know what they're talking about. So then they think, oh, it's these evil Republicans who hate poor people's faults. No, dummy. But you're going to learn. You know what? Fuck it. I'm okay with it. I don't think we should have food stamps in the first place. Maybe, but it needs to be like you get it for 3 months. And you better have 16 kids, your house burnt down, your husband died, and you get food stamps for like 3 months. That's it.
Exactly. All right, Selena, great to have you here in New York. We appreciate it.
Do you judo?
Once.
Anyway, what's this article say from 2KUTV? 2KUTV. Louisville, Kentucky. People across the country formed long lines for free meals and groceries at food pantries and drive-through giveaways Saturday after monthly benefits through the Federal Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program, or SNAP, were suddenly cut off because of the ongoing government shutdown. In the New York borough of the Bronx, about 200 more people than usual, showed up at the World of Life Christian Fellowship International Pantry, many bundled in winter hats and coats, and pushing collapsible shopping carts as they waited in a line that spanned multiple city blocks. Some arrived as early as 4 a.m. to choose from pallets of fruits, vegetables, bread, milk, juice, dry goods, and prepared sandwiches. Nice. Mary Martin, who volunteered at the pantry, also relies on it regularly for food to supplement her SNAP payments. She says she usually splits her roughly $200 a month in SNAP benefits between herself and her 2 adult sons. Your 2 adult sons, probably ABODs, probably able-bodied, zero dependent, adult sons living with mom off of mom's welfare. Amazing. Wow. Why don't your 2 adult sons get jobs? One of whom has 6 children and is especially dependent on the assistance. Oh my God, I'm sure this kid's a winner. He's wow. But he's pumping out babies. Hey, that's our replacement rate right there. These guys. That's wow. If I didn't have the pantry to come to, I don't know how we would make it, Martin said. I'm not going to see my grandkids suffer. Ay, caramba. The Department of Agriculture planned to withhold payments to the food program starting Saturday until 2 federal judges ordered the administration to make them. However, it was unclear as to when the debit cards that beneficiaries could use to reload after the ruling could be used, or could be reloaded after the ruling, sparking fear and confusion among many recipients. In a apparent response to President Donald Trump, who said he would provide the money but wanted more legal direction from the court, U.S. District Judge John J. McConnell in Rhode Island ordered the government to report back by Monday on how it would fund SNAP accounts. $3 billion in contingency fund. McConnell, who was nominated by President Barack Obama, said the Trump administration must either make full payment by that day or, if it decides to tap $3 billion in a contingency fund, figure out how to do that by Wednesday. The delay in SNAP payments, a major piece of the nation's social safety net that serves about 42 million people, has highlighted the financial vulnerabilities that many face. At the Bronx Food Pantry, the Reverend John Udo Okon said people from all walks of life are seeking help now. The pantry is no longer for the poor, for the elderly, for the needy. The pantry is now for the whole community. Everybody, Udo Okon said. You see people will drive in their car and come and park and wait and see if they can get food. Hey, don't y'all want to elect a communist in New York? Get used to it. You better get used to it. You're going to see more of this. 42 million low-income Americans, including 16 million children, lost access to benefits through the supplement. Tell them to get a job. My dad used to tell me, I better get a job. You got to get a job. Nobody knows what Dean's talking about, ever. The Department of Agriculture has said that funding for this month's benefits, which it says comes to about $9.5 billion a month, has run dry. $9.5 billion a month. Wow. A federal judge, but hey, it doubles its value in our economy. GDP goes up. A federal judge in Rhode Island temporarily ordered the Trump administration on Friday to continue SNAP funding. That's what I was going to look at here from CNBC. So this isn't one of the newer articles. They're saying Trump needs to figure out how to fund this. Now, I don't know whether they want him to take it out of his own pocket. He ain't got $9 billion. A federal judge in Rhode Island blocked the Trump administration from ceasing to pay SNAP benefits during the government shutdown. The ruling came a day before the administration was set to cut off those food stamp benefits from 42 million Americans. President, maybe hopefully some of them will be like, dang, I might need to get a job. I might have to go get a job. I never thought about this before. Why is my chat not working in the thingy thing? Chat's not working. What the heck? What the heck? I don't know how to fix that right now. We're gonna have to let it. I'm not gonna dilly dally with it right now. But that sucks. I'm connected, right? Yeah. Well, I guess so. By the way, guys, hit the like button on your way in. Here's a little small goal. 5 super chats. How much time we got left? We'll do 3 hours, even though you're not going to get a full 3 hours. You get 2.5 hours. Goal. Okay. Let's see. The oral ruling. Nice. Judge Jack McConnell, which directed that those food stamp benefits be paid out of emergency funds as soon as possible, came a day before the administration was set to cut off aid. Crazy this thing is that it's right before Thanksgiving. A 2 and 2 8-ball weekend? What are you guys talking about? Said the group of states in the plaintiff's case is likely to prove that the suspension of supplemental blah, 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 blah was unlawful. Judge Indira Talwani, she sounds American, gave the administration until Monday to tell her if it will authorize at least reduce SNAP benefits for November. President Donald Trump, in a statement on social media later Friday, said, "Our government lawyers do not think we have the legal authority to pay SNAP with certain monies we have available. And now 2 courts have issued conflicting opinions on what we can and cannot do. I do not want Americans to go hungry just because the radical Democrats refuse to do the right thing and reopen the government," Trump wrote on Truth Social. "Therefore, I have instructed our lawyers to ask the court to clarify how we can legally fund SNAP as soon as possible. If we are given the appropriate legal direction by the court, it will be my honor to provide the funding, just like I did with military and law enforcement pay. Well, what about the airports? I'm being selfish, but dang, I got to get on a damn airplane. And everybody's going to be falling asleep at the dang air control tower. What the? I just took $24. Don't look at me, I'm broke as shit, and they just took my $24 in food stamps away from me. Nobody can afford a super chat right now because they can't even afford food. Oh man. $24 in food stamps, you can sell that for $12 and give me 12 and give me 10 and you got 2 left. All right. I want to see if people are protesting and rioting. They're not. They're really not, but they were hyping it up like they were gonna. Let's start a riot.
To, all this stuff about the shutdown and losing the benefits. Watch.
All I know is if they stop my food stamps, me and my man will be at the grocery store walking out with two big ass carts, and ain't bet nobody better do nothing.
Too big ass cart. And where's the girl that said we got the buggy? We gonna load up the buggy and we walking out with the buggy.
My man coming hard behind me, and it only take him one time to punch your ass.
You know what? Since they want to take food stamps away, I'm going to Walmart. I'm going to rack up any damn Walmart, doing it right in the back.
Yeah, this guy sounds just amazing. This guy sounds like a great guy. He's got Vaseline all over his face. I don't know what language he's speaking. I don't understand it. But we give him, how much money we give you a month? You give you $200 a month? For what? Big boy? You can't pick something up and put it down? You telling me you can't find a job where you pick something up and put it down, big boy?
Basket, I'm woman right about the move, get the way. I'm not paying for a damn thing. Y'all got me up. I ain't getting a food stamp on EBT. Oh, watch this.
I'm gonna tell y'all straight up like this.
Why are they all so ratchet? Why are these youthful party goers? Why are all the neighbors so ratchet?
I just got that text that the link is definitely cut the off for November. Y'all better stay out of my way in these stores. I'm walking out with carts and I'm not paying for shit. Trump, if you won't start losing.
And how long are you gonna be on the internet making these TikTok videos without properly learning headspace? How do you not understand how headspace works? If you're holding the phone, point it down a little bit. Center your face in the frame. Headspace. You don't want to be like this, and you don't want to be like this. It's not that complicated, people. Just be in the middle of the frame. Holy crap. Some people should not be allowed to make videos and talk online, I think. You can watch, you can be in the audience, but some people just shouldn't be on camera or speaking to people. If you don't know how to properly orate and you look, come on. Just get your face in the middle of the frame, lady.
Oh, what's gonna happen? Before my kids go broke in
she figured it out.
I'm gonna be stealing like it ain't no tomorrow.
She need to steal a couple new teeth. I can't talk. I'm missing teeth too. It is what it is. It is what it is. Yerb.
Food stamps next month. We all just say and rob the grocery store and tell them make me a grill.
I just wanted to come real fast just to make this video, just to make something very, very clear to the white man. Black Americans do not care about your government shutdown, and Black Americans do not care about you taking away our EBT and our government assistance, because Black Americans never depended on the American government to take care of us and feed us, because we never could. We were...
Yeah, we gonna rob you motherfuckers. Because we can take care of ourselves.
We're never able to depend on the government, in spite of what you may say and what you may try to force us to believe. So you're
noticing a pattern? What's the pattern? They all look very neighborly.
can sit back and you can mock, you can laugh, and you can think that you're about to starve us to death. But I'm here to let you know that we are going to eat regardless, even if we have to hunt you animals down and roast and eat you.
Cannibalism?
The delectable crackers and cheese. We will make it happen if we have to. Trust.
So when they call us crackers, they're like actually talking about the snack. We gonna be snacky snacks for the blacky blacks.
And believe me,
people are really gonna be stealing people carts of groceries out of the grocery parking lot. I'm telling you, it seems like it's headed that way. Now,
who you gonna rob?
What other choices are people gonna have?
You got so much energy to rob people, but you don't have energy to get a job?
To find food to eat. Because people about to be out here struggling. They about to be out here bad. So do you really think they're going to look at you with all these groceries, packing it in your car, about to go home and feed your family from the,
Yeah, the groceries that we worked hard and paid for, and you want to steal them.
Hard-earned money that you made from working your job that afforded you the affordability to buy them.
It afforded you the affordability. That was, wow, poetic.
Those groceries. They ain't gonna give a. They ain't gonna care. They gonna snatch them bags up out your hand and be like, I wish you would.
Now, among.
Hi, caramba. What's Angela got? Angela's got a couple of them, too. Hey, we got some white girls. Or something.
And I asked them to confirm whether or not what I was hearing was true, knowing it was true, that SNAP benefits are not coming next month. And
she ain't got no teeth. How old is she?
She said, yeah, no, you're right. They're not coming. I said, okay, well, I hadn't heard anything, confirming what I'm hearing.
This is kind of how I felt as a youngin' when I realized that Santa Claus wasn't real.
You're a youngin'? You were never a youngin', Angela. You were never a YN, Angela. What are you talking about?
And I was like, wait, so does that just mean that he's not coming this year?
I was just calling to check, and she said, you're not going to hear anything. And I said, well, why? And she said, well, your local DSS are trying to figure out what's going on, but the state DSS is not planning on telling anybody what's going on. They're not planning on letting the citizens know that they're not going to get their food stamps next month.
Well, Merry Christmas from the Democrats. I have 3 words for people freaking out: oatmeal, rice, and noodles. Each of these cost less than $2, and it will feed you the entire day, if not 2 days.
Shit. A pack of noodles, a jar of sauce, and a pound of beef, I'll eat that for a week. I make a big-ass pot of spaghetti on like Monday, and I finish it on Friday. I'm not a fan of oatmeal, but shit, you gotta get some food in you. Hey! The Long Pig buffet coming soon. Long Pig is human, right? You saying that the black people gonna cook us and eat us? Also, crackers are not protein. There's no protein in crackers. So if you're eating human, that is not a cracker. that is Long Pig. That 2 boxes of cereal, grats.
I'm just happy that they found a way to get our military paid, most importantly.
Just finding out there's no EBT next month. My heart. There's no EBT next month. What is this pumpkin man doing, bro? Why the fuck we gotta starve on Thanksgiving? Are you dead ass, pumpkin man?
Thanksgiving? None of them have teeth. I can't talk. My teeth were jacked up. I'm missing teeth too. But like all your teeth in the front?
It's like, yo, it's just like you gotta like, why the fuck there's no EBT next month? Why the fuck November though? It couldn't be January, Feb?
Oh, she does have teeth. She just talks like she doesn't have teeth.
March it?
I assume that's a she, maybe a he. I'm not sure what that is. I have no idea.
Why the fuck does it have to be November? Why November? Yo.
November.
It's about to be a cold winter. Brr, November. It's about to be a cold November. What do the Hodge twins got for me? EBT thieves caught stealing. Let me see. I haven't watched this yet. I don't want to watch. Westbridge Market Basket Brawl.
Prime ribeye steaks and truffle butter. The encounter
truffle butter. Man, I need to get my damn truffle butter. Ever since Drake and Wayne and Nicki Minaj made that song, I love eating truffle butter. The fuck is truffle butter? Isn't truffle like a rare mushroom that you have pigs find? They like snort into the dirt and you find the truffles. Aren't truffles like super valuable? How these people getting truffle butter?
Escalated, and police say the two women.
Oh shit! She hit him with the bag. She hit him with the bike. What the?
Assaulted two employees.
Oh shit! She just smacked dude in the face.
She cracked. I mean, you already got caught shoplifting. Now you're fighting the employees because they caught you? Aren't you embarrassed? Why don't you just...
No, they're not embarrassed. What are you talking about? They need their damn food stamp, buddy.
Right?
Yeah. And the guy was real respectful and responsible, and he just let it go.
The women were located in the parking lot by police and placed under arrest. According to court documents, the women said they were filling an Instacart order, but it was canceled, but police say they could not provide any documentation of that. The women then told police an employee put the items in the cart.
You don't act like that, especially in the grocery store. There's older ladies in there, there's children in there, the ladies using the F word, the N word, using all kinds of words that don't even belong in.
Yeah, you know what's crazy? Black people say white people can't use the N-word, but they call white people the N-word. They call everybody the N-word. Yeah. But nobody else can use the word but them.
What word? Neighbor? I use it all the time. Anyway, so I think that's the only one they got. Everybody's playing that one. Yeah, okay. So that's pretty much it with the Snap stuff. As the month goes on, it may get crazier, especially as Thanksgiving's around the corner. I love Thanksgiving. I don't know if I'm going to be doing as big a Thanksgiving as I usually do this year. I might cut all my recipes in half. Probably. Yeah, that's probably what I'll do. I usually make double servings of the... I usually do like a double... Whatever the recipe is on the back for the yams and for the... green bean casserole, I usually double it and use one of the big silver pans. I'll probably do the small silver pan and just do one size. That's still going to be enough food for me to eat for a couple days. Maybe instead of buying a full-ass turkey, I don't know. I do like buying a full-ass turkey, though. I don't know. I might... They had like a little roll of just turkey breast. I might get one of them instead. No coming out your reparations. This is coming out your reparations. That's what she said. My first wife died eating a poison truffle. My second... My first wife died from eating a poison truffle. My second wife died from blunt force trauma to the head. She wouldn't eat the damn truffle. Cornish hens are pretty dope. I have had Cornish hens. It's like a little mini turkey. I don't know. I could do that, but I could eat one of the... I want leftovers. Maybe I'll just try to find a small turkey. But anyway, I'm going to have to get back from DebateCon and then go shopping like the next day for my Thanksgiving stuff. And then I'm probably going to be working on Thanksgiving. So I'll probably... cook it up on Friday, do my Thanksgiving on Friday. That's probably what I'll do. I think that's what I did last year. But I do like Thanksgiving. I usually get some rum and some eggnog. Every year I do a Jazz Urban Adventures Thanksgiving Hobo Cafe or Ghetto Gourmet Special. They're all on the channel. You can see all the Thanksgivings. One of the Thanksgivings, I was on the dang streets. I made cranberry sauce. I went to a Thanksgiving at a friend's house, but I wanted to bring an item. So I said, I'll make the cranberry sauce. And I made a cranberry sauce on the dang streets. That's one of the Hobo Cafe episodes. It came out pretty good too, I must say. Like real cranberry. Like, actually, I like the canned stuff. The jelly in the can. That's usually what I get. I like that stuff. Plus, it's perfectly sliceable to put on a sandwich. A leftover Thanksgiving sandwich. But that year, I made real cranberry sauce with real cranberries, sugar. I think that's about all. I think that's about all that was in it was water, cranberries, and sugar. And then you just boil it until it gets jellyish. Maybe I put a few other things in it. I can't remember. But Thanksgiving's coming. DebateCon's coming. I got a debate on Tuesday, tomorrow, which at the end of this stream, I don't have any like last segment picked out. We might do a little last little bit of prepping before tomorrow and watch just like some documentaries on some streetwalkers. So you can see the type of young ladies that this world creates. But now let's move on to our another main story. This one flew under the radar. I haven't heard a lot of people talking about it. When I called Rob that one morning, I was going to ask him if he had heard about this yet. I don't know if more information's going to come out. It seems like they're trying to fly it under the radar because of who did it and where. So we're looking at Michigan. We know Michigan has a high Allahu Akbar contingent. They have a large population of Bakalaka Dirks. Bakalaka Jihad. And apparently a jihadi group was going to do a terror attack on Halloween. Kash Patel comes out touting that he stopped a terror attack. So is there going to be they're going to show me an ad. Hold on a second. Okay, so terror attacks thwarted by FBI. Multiple people arrested in Michigan from Fox 13. FBI Director Kash Patel says agents stopped a planned Halloween weekend terrorist attack, arresting multiple suspects in Michigan. Details are pending. I'm going to play this video as soon as it's ready. Un momento. What's up, James? All right. Let's get it.
Says multiple people allegedly plotting a violent attack during the Halloween weekend have been arrested in
This is a 22-second thing
on social media, but didn't release any other details. Dearborn, Michigan police have
Dearborn, shocker. I was going to say, I have a feeling this probably happened in Dearborn. What are the odds?
have confirmed the FBI conducted operations in their city and assured residents in this Detroit suburb that there is no threat to the community.
Dearborn, little Iraq. FBI Director Kash Patel said early Friday that the agency thwarted a potential terrorist attack. Patel did not say what charges, if any, the suspects face, thanks to the men and women of the FBI and law enforcement everywhere standing guard 24/7 and carrying out our mission to defend the homeland, Patel said. Police in Dearborn, Michigan, a suburb of Detroit, confirmed FBI activity Friday morning. The Dearborn Police Department has been made aware that the FBI conducted operations in the city of Dearborn earlier this morning. We want to assure our residents that there is no threat to the community this time, Dearborn police said in a statement. Scripps News Group reporters in Detroit confirmed that the FBI and other law enforcement agencies raided homes in Dearborn and nearby Inkster. According to the Associated Press, investigators believe the planned attack was inspired by Islamic State extremists that potentially stemmed from an online chat room. Michigan Governor Gretchen Whitmer. Watch out for this lady. She's going to be running for president soon. She is these crazy women in these blue cities are the worst. These mayors, these Aaron Mendenhalls, your Jane Casters, your Gretchen Whitmers, your Maxine Waters. These ladies are the worst. And your AOCs, your Ilhan Omars, your Rashida Tlaibs. What a mess. What a mess. Wait till one of them becomes president. God, this country's over. As details continue to develop, I am grateful for the swift action of the FBI and MSP protecting Michiganders, Whitmer said in a statement. Whitmer, what's the COVID death toll in your city? You ever going to release those numbers? Weren't you the one locking young people into elderly folks' homes when they got COVID? And then that black kid beat the hell out of that old man and he died to death? Wasn't that your city? Oh, yeah, it was. FBI thwarts potential Halloween weekend terror attack, and the video is taken down. So, from ABC 7 Eyewitness News, multiple suspects have been arrested after allegedly plotting a violent attack over Halloween weekend. White House Senior Director of Counterterrorism Seb Gorka said authorities stopped a jihadi terror plot in Detroit. The attack was timed for Halloween when innocent children should be enjoying themselves trick-or-treating. I mean, who's trick-or-treating in Dearborn? I would not take my kid to trick-or-treat in damn Dearborn, Michigan. Or anywhere in Michigan for that. Well, maybe there's probably some nice places in Michigan, but I ain't taking my kid trick-or-treating in Detroit or Dearborn. Are you crazy? You'd think that if they would have went to like the suburbs or something if they wanted to do a terror attack on unsuspecting children while they were trick-or-treating. Maybe not do it in Dearborn or anywhere in the surrounding areas. Spokesperson for the FBI Detroit field office confirmed there was law enforcement activity in Dearborn and Inkster on Friday. There is no current threat to public safety. Governor Whitmer was briefed by the FBI and thanked them. What else we got? Suspects charged. New updates. I haven't read this one yet. This was updated 3 hours ago. Suspects charged in alleged terror plot cited ISIS and may have tried to replicate Paris terror attack on U.S. soil. Which was the Paris terror attack? Didn't they bomb like a Oh wow, look at these winners. Dearborn, Michigan, 2 men face federal charges for allegedly plotting an ISIS-inspired Halloween attack in the U.S., possibly on the scale of the 2015 Paris terror attacks that killed at least 130 people. Paris attacker. What happened in the Paris attack? I can't remember. Didn't they like just ignite a bomb in the middle of a town square or subway or something like that? 2000 was out there now. Turkey. Why can't you see? Sometimes the cranberries hypnotize me. Okay. An FBI raid on Halloween morning stunned neighbors in Dearborn, the second safest city in Michigan. Somehow I call bullshit on that. It's probably because of the FBI. I have a whole folder on this. I never did it. We were going to go in depth about how the crime statistics changed in, I believe, 2021 or 2022 under Biden after COVID. They changed the way they keep track of crime statistics. And instead of keeping track by race, they started keeping track by hate crime. So instead of saying 5 black men commit a murder this weekend, if those 5 black men did gang violence on other black people, that wouldn't be counted in the statistic for racial violence, because they're not tracking the race of the person who does the crime. Instead, what they're doing is if it's considered a hate crime. So if a black person kills a white person, not a hate crime. If a black person kills a black person, not a hate crime. If a white person kills a black person, hate crime. That's basically how those stats work. And And due to the change in the systems that they use, because they moved to a digital system when they did this in 2021, the statistics were not updated, especially conveniently in blue cities like LA, Chicago, Detroit, New York. They didn't have updated stats. So when Biden releases the crime statistics and says, look how far we got crime down, you know the thing, we got, there's no crime. There's like all the crime is gone. And then 6 months later, they come out with a new report, but this one flies under the radar. Unless you watch my show or people like me shows, you would not have known about this. But they came out with another report that said, forget everything we said, forget everything Joe Biden said. That was actually inaccurate. We changed our system to a digital system, and we started keeping track of the crimes differently, and everything got jumbled up. So the numbers weren't actually accurate. Crime has definitely increased in all of those cities. But that one flew under the radar. They didn't talk about that one much. The correction. Of course, that's what they do. What's up, Ryan 8U? Long time no see. Okay, so Dearborn terrorist attack. What else do I got on this? Not a lot of huge stories this week other than the Snap stuff. I do have a good chunk of rapid fire news, though. What are we seeing here? I can't read that. You expect me to be able to read that? They heard loud. Neighbors told the Detroit Free Press they heard loud noises overnight. What are they did? Testing their bombs out in the backyard?
There's some details on the FBI reporting that that terrorist attack in Michigan that was set to happen over the weekend, Halloween weekend. The FBI.
We're catching people before they ever start. Yep.
We're catching them before they even get started. That's what we're gonna do. And then a bigger question is, okay, Patriot Act, surveillance. How do you feel about this, Josh? I'm kind of okay with it. I'd rather just live my life in a way where I don't have to worry about being surveilled if I'm not doing anything I'm not ashamed of. Survey these nuts. Like, survey me. I'm not planning to blow anybody up. If we're surveying everybody and we're finding people who are going to blow people up, yeah, I'll take a little surveillance for that. How much surveillance is too much? I don't know. I'm sure there's a line where, I don't want Chinese Sharp Eyes program. I don't want dang Skynet. I'm not talking about Terminator. I'm talking about Chinese Skynet program, their immigration net that they have around their country. It's a real thing. Look into it. We've talked about it before. Sharp Eyes, Skynet, and there's a third one. And they use those three together, and that's their digital protection. People. But their Skynet program is not to keep immigrants from coming into China. It's to keep people from leaving. And then Sharp Eyes is their facial recognition and social credit score system. And Google and the American CIA helped fund China's Sharp Eyes program. Even though Google is banned in China, Google was giving China money to work on their Sharp Eyes program. And now the reason for that is because they want to implement it globally. And now, so that's what they're working on doing is the Sharp Eyes globally. They'll call it something different, but basically they use satellites and they use facial recognition cameras. And this is the true threat of the 5G. Everybody, the QAnon weirdos screwed up the 5G theory. The 5G theory was not about nanobytes getting activated in your blood from the COVID vaccine. The 5G theory was that accessibility would increase 5-fold and that they would be able to more easily do facial recognition, surveillance, tracking, monitoring, and surveillance, stuff like that. That was the 5G threat. It's not that 5G is putting waves into our brains that's going to make our head explode. It's that 5G makes surveillance way more powerful because you go from being able to have 14,000 devices per square mile to 1.4 million devices. It's some huge increase like that. That was the 5G threat. And then everybody went and screwed it up, the theory. All right, this video is boring. An alleged Halloween weekend terrorist attack thwarted, blah, blah, blah. I couldn't read what Cash said. Did I read this already? The morning the FBI thwarted a potential terrorist attack and arrested multiple suspects. I think I already read this on the other site. Patel did not detail charges or describe what the suspects were plotting. On Middle Point Street, southwest of the intersect of Tyerman and Wyoming Avenues, neighbors in the suburb just west of Detroit reported hearing loud noises at 4 a.m. Holly Kemp lives 2 houses down from the home that was searched. She told the Detroit Free Press that her husband let their dog out at 4 a.m., and 30 minutes later, he heard a loud bang, followed by 4 more bangs. Kemp said they looked outside to see not just regular police, but also FBI and SWAT officers, too. Like other neighbors who spoke to the Free Press, Kemp said she doesn't know much, if anything, about who lives in the home. She said it appears 2 men moved in over the summer, and she's rarely seen them outside. Kemp described her Dearmore neighborhood as quiet, tight-knit, safe, and friendly, so much so that she said she will continue to live here even after all this. She's lived in her home her entire life, and nothing like this has ever happened before. Online deed records list Muad Sharmani as having taken out a mortgage on the Middle Point home in 2010, though he insisted he owns only one home, and that isn't it. Speaking in Arabic to the Free Press reporter who also speaks Arabic, Sharmani said, "It's crazy day. Everyone was shocked about what is happening." Sharmani said that sounded Ethiopian. Sharmani said that 16-year-old boy was taken into custody. "It's only suspicion," he said at about 3 p.m. "Hopefully he will be released very soon. Any moment now." May Mokdad and her husband, Matt Abraham, both 50, have lived in the neighborhood for 20 years. Scary. Okay. So that's that. That's that. Jihadi terror attack thwarted in Dearborn. Shocker. If I was going to pick a city that it would happen, it would probably be there. Or in little Somalia over in Minnesota. Minneapolis or Dearborn. That would have been my guess for a jihadi terror attack. Anyway, last story. This is not like a huge story, but it's pretty funny. Now, I swear this headline changed during the week, but it doesn't say that there was a retraction made. Maybe I misread it. Where's the rumor that... Let me try to find the rumor. Monkeys infected with AIDS. Escape truck. Lab monkeys escape from overturned truck. Potentially diseased lab monkeys on the loose. But then it says monkeys were not infected. So maybe it was when the story first dropped. So from The Guardian 6 days ago, it says potentially diseased lab monkeys on the loose after truck crash in Mississippi. Several rhesus monkeys escaped after the interstate crash, but all but one were reportedly destroyed by late Tuesday. Destroy the monkeys! And that one got handled by a lady in her backyard. We'll get to that story in a second. A group of potentially diseased lab monkeys escaped after a vehicle crash. A truck carrying rhesus monkeys was involved in a wreck. The monkey, which came from Tulane University in New Orleans, Louisiana, were infected with several viruses, including, this was from The Guardian 6 days ago, hepatitis C and COVID-19, according to the department, thus posing a potential health risk to humans. The monkeys are approximately 40 pounds, and they will rip off your penis. Oh, no, it doesn't say that. Sorry. The monkeys are approximately 40 pounds. They are aggressive to humans, and they require personal protective equipment to handle. However, a representative from Tulane shared a different statement on the monkeys. WTVA reported non-human primates at the Tulane National Bio. We have to clarify that they're not human monkeys. At Tulane National Biomedical Research Center are provided to other research organizations as advanced scientific discovery. The primates in question belong to another entity and are not infectious. We're actively collaborating with local authorities and will send a team of animal care experts to assist if needed. All but one of the monkeys were said by local police officials to have been destroyed later on Tuesday. It's funny, I was reading this when I first came out on Facebook, and at the time, the headline said, monkeys infected with AIDS, hepatitis, and COVID escape a truck crash. And so I'm like, what? Oh, my God. It's about to start again. We're about to be on lockdown again. And I went to the comments, and there's all like these PETA people and these animal rights people. They're like, the poor monkeys. Oh, my God. They're killing the monkeys. What? Save the poor monkeys. Everybody who cares about the diseases and who cares about innocent civilians, children's getting their faces ripped off. Save the monkeys. These poor monkeys. Why are we even testing on them in the first place? Shut up. Shut up. Do you want medical advancements or not? Okay. Do you want us to just start trying our new cancer cure on humans? No, that's what we do. Use animals for. That's what God gave us the animals for, to do strange science experiments to them, to figure out stuff. Let's watch this video. Oh, right. Okay, but anyway, this is a more updated story from Eyewitness News. Several monkeys used for animal testing were shot and killed after a truck carrying them overturned in Mississippi on Tuesday afternoon. The crash happened on Interstate 59. In Español, monos agresivos escapan de un camión volcado en una carretera de Mississippi, which translates to a bunch of aggressive monkeys escaped a truck in Mississippi. Truck was carrying rhesus monkeys to a testing facility in Florida from Tulane in New Orleans. I think I'm saying that wrong. I think you say it like Bayou accent. Tulane. Initial information from the sheriff's office said the monkeys were said to be carrying hepatitis C, herpes, and COVID. They were described as 40 pounds and aggressive. Officials said if the monkeys left the wreck site, they must be shot. However, Tulane University disputed the information. Now, it's likely that they were infected with these things, but they put out a statement saying, no, don't worry, to not cause panic. Because when you tell people a truck filled with AIDS-infected herpes monkeys with COVID escaped a truck, people might freak out. People might lose their mind. There might be a state of mass hysteria. So you got to come out and say, well, no, calm down. They don't have herpes, but they will tear your face off if they get near you. So the cops dispatched 2 of them. And then the last story that we have is the newest one, but let's watch this video first. This is from 5 days ago. Do we got any footage of these monkeys? Also, if they got video of the monkeys after the truck crashed, how'd they even get away? Just follow them.
3 monkeys remain on the loose in Mississippi after a truck
3 little monkeys jumping out of truck. They had hepatitis, so they like to fuck.
Carrying the research animals overturned. Police initially thought all but one of the rhesus monkeys had been killed, but later determined 3 monkeys had actually gotten away. Authorities say the monkeys are not infectious. Despite initial warnings, the monkeys were dangerous and harboring various diseases. Once found, though, the monkeys will need to be euthanized because of their aggressive nature.
Damn, we got some aggressive monkeys out here with diseases. Diseased aggressive monkeys. This sounds like a Saturday night in Brooklyn. One of the monkeys that escaped last week after a truck over. Okay, so this is the last monkey. The last surviving monkey. Okay, the police caught and destroyed most of them, but one of them got away. And this woman hero in Mississippi, dispatched this monkey. One of the monkeys that escaped last week after a truck overturned a Mississippi roadway was shot and killed early Sunday. So it had Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, almost a whole week to explore Mississippi. And this monkey found death at the hands of a woman protecting her child. Jessica Bond Ferguson said she was alerted early Sunday by her 16-year-old son, who said he thought he had seen a monkey running in the yard outside their home near Heidelberg, Mississippi. She got out of bed, bumped her head. No more monkeys jumping on the bed. She got out of bed, grabbed her firearm and her cell phone, and stepped outside where she saw the monkey about 60 feet away. Bond said she and other residents had been warned about diseases that the escaped monkeys carried, so she fired her gun. I did what any other mother would do to protect her children. Bond, who has 5 children ranging in age from 4 to 16, told the Associated Press. I shot at it, and it just stood there. And I shot again, and he backed up, and that's when he fell. The Jasper County Sheriff's Office confirmed in a social media post that a homeowner had found one of the monkeys on their property Sunday morning, but said the officers didn't have any details. Mississippi Department of Wildlife, Fisheries, and Parks took possession of the monkey. The Reese's monkeys have been housed at Tulane, blah, 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 routinely provides primates to scientific research organizations, according to the university. Tulane said the monkeys do not belong to the university and were not being transported by the university. Anyway, so this lady, shout out Jessica, dang, off the damn monkey. So, problem averted. You know, we avoided. They changed the story to avoid mass hysteria, but we know the truth. There were some dang herpy monkeys on the loose in Mississippi. Speaking of, Freddie. Gorillas are old world monkeys. Howler monkeys are new world monkeys. Mama called Dr. Fucci, and Dr. Fucci said, no more monkeys jumping on the bed. All right. And guys, that's it for the main story news. Okay. I only got like 15 memes. Just to put that in perspective, we usually have like 30 to 40 memes. We only got 15 this time, so. And they're not, they're leftovers from other times, so they're not the greatest. It's not the greatest meme review. But we're going to do it anyway. Just give me one moment. Studio mode. Overlay. This thing right here. And this. I just got to get the size right. All right. Also, this needs to be behind this. There we go. Okay. Cool. Guys, it's time for the meme. Time to get over to 5 Mind. I don't know what that means. All right. White House renovations. That's what they're building. A Cracker Barrel. Freddie, you see? You see why they're doing the White House renovations now? Also, what is this? A Cracker Barrel for giants? How come the chairs in front of the Cracker Barrel are as big as like a floor of the White House? And who's driving these cars? This road right here is normal size cars. Look at these cars. This is a giant Cracker Barrel. What the heck? Next, Miley Cyrus Poor Miley Cyrus. Next. E.T. the extra testicle. Look at that tattoo. That is a cool tattoo. E.T. the extra testicle. Dang. How about no?
How about no?
Next. The system is broken and it must be fixed. The system is working exactly as intended and it must be destroyed. Oh, crap. Oh, who are the murderers?
Oh, Clinton, he murdered a guy.
Next. Florida man stole $7,000 in scratch-off lottery tickets, then returned to the store to redeem them just hours later. Good job, genius. But you know, if they didn't scan them because you stole them, you're not going to be able to return them, dummy. Wow. Dumb criminals in the news.
Beta!
Hey, he thought he hit a come up.
I've been broke my whole life. Now money right.
What's up, Lord Spike? Next. There are 8 billion people on Earth. Aren't you ashamed bringing children into this world? White people. Oh, some Dwali in Kapalapa Dirt just had 97 children. Oh, that's so nice. That's so sweet. What the?
Why are you gay?
Next. Baby girl. Oh, this is sad. This is not even a meme. But headline. Baby girl who died from being left in the back of a hot car for hours in San Diego, just 2 months after being adopted by a local gay couple. Huh.
Two mentals don't make a non-mental.
Next, you see 2 mentals hugging. You call the police immediately. Is this king in the room with us right now? Tell me about your trauma. Where did the king touch you? Do you see the king in the room with us now? Where is this king? Where is your king? Take me to your leader. Next. How stupid can they be? Neither of them are wearing goggles. They don't have safety goggles on, guys. That's obviously the worst thing in this picture, right?
No offense, but it sounds like some fucking commie gobbledygook.
Next. Me wondering why a North African who moves to the UK is considered British, but I'm still on stolen land 400 years later. Huh.
You ain't got the answers, man. I've been doing this more than you. You ain't been doing the education.
Bro.
You ain't been doing the education. Next. Waco Homeschool still holds the record for the deadliest school massacre. Now, I haven't fact-checked that. I'd have to know how many kids died in the Waco home. But I guess the parents would count too, because they're like the teachers, so. But this is very possibly likely. Next. Men do not care about your careers, ladies. I'm sorry, they just don't. They will date a waitress at Applebee's over a corporate executive if you treat them right and make their lives easier. And that is a fact. Truth. Next. David Schwimmer, I'm very aware of my privilege as a heterosexual white male. Before, David Schwimmer says he never felt white growing up in Jewish America. Wow, David Schwimmer out here winning the Oppression Olympics as if it's not good enough being rich off of a subpar show. Friends. When no one thought your life was gonna be so gay. You walk around with privilege and you're Jewish anyway. Next. Finally, a hot dog big enough to satisfy your mom. Damn. That's a big old hot dog right now. Dang. Been throwing hot dogs down the hallway. The problem was we needed a bigger hot dog. Not a smaller hallway. Just get a bigger hot dog. Next. The 2030 food pyramid. 2030 World Economic Food Pyramid. Microplastics, seed oils, bugs, soy milk, and antidepressants. Huh. Sounds about right.
No offense, but it sounds like some fucking commie gobbledygook.
And you can buy all of this with your food stamps. Not this month, you can't. Sucks for you, people. Wah, 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 wah. Okay, guys, I told you I didn't have a lot of memes. That's it for the memes. Back here. Bring it back. Bring it back. Bring it back to the bottom of the map. I'm probably going to call the show early today. Not super early, but like maybe like 30 minutes early. So I can go try to fix that dryer. That's going to be so annoying if I have to, because my clothes are going to get musky in there because they're still somewhat damp. It was working this morning. I turned it on. Now it won't work. My clothes are going to get musky in there. And then tomorrow I'm going to have to wash them again. I'm almost out of detergent. Then I'm going to have to freaking somehow get them to... there's a laundromat like 3 blocks away. I think I can get them there on the scooter. Upside down pyramid. You need to go visit Five Mind for sure, JS. What is that? I don't know what that is. Talking about jujitsu? Five Mind. I've heard of... no, that's Fifth Planet. I don't know what that is. No one thought the night was gonna... just go look at the same... 1 second. Okay, this one. This girl kind of cute though. Let me tell you something. You'll see what I'm talking about in just one moment. Okay. We'll go this one? Yeah. Sorry guys. I had to fire my producer. Okay. You ready for some funny reels and then some rapid fire news? And then the last little bit, we'll just hang out. I need to do a little blast, just getting my mind ready for the prostitution debate tomorrow night. We're debating, is prostitution legal tomorrow night? Same time as this show, 6 p.m. Mountain Time, 5 p.m. Pacific Time, 8 p.m. Eastern Time. We're debating with, his name is the Indian Jesus. I'm not going to call him that, but that's his name. About prostitution being legalized. I, of course, am the negative. I say no. Let's not do that. That's a bad idea. It's a horrible idea. But he's going to argue that we should legalize prostitution, and we'll see where he goes with it. He's a utilitarian, so I'm going to be a utilitarian as well. And I could think of I have a lot of ideas with a lot of utility that don't harm anybody. And we'll see if he agrees to some of them. All right. Let's look at some reels. First, we've got a handy-capable young lady with 2 strong arms, and she's going to try to climb some rocks. And honestly, guys, she kind of cute. She kind of cute, you know. I'd hit, you know. Ain't no shame in my game. Get up there, girl. Oh, she didn't make it. Jump. Oh, she didn't make it. Wait, one more time. Get it. Oh, she didn't make it. What do you think, guys? She's kind of cute. She could get it. With them dang hands like that. She clapped like this. Nice. All right. Is it legal or should it be legal? Well, it's not legal. Yeah, should we legalize it? Okay, let's learn how to hip hop dance from this lady. My millennial ass showing my kids my sweet 90s rap dance moves.
We have this. Boom, bam. Every time. Your hands are always like this. Start out just hitting it. Hit it.
One more
We have this. Boom, bam. Every time. Your hands are always like this. Start out just hitting it. Hit it. We have this.
Damn. I like that. Hold up. Let me try it out. Start out. Boom, bam. Boom, bam. Or ba, 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 ba. Hands like this and just Hands always got to just be like this. And then just hit it. Just hit it. Boom. Hit it. That's right. That's how you do hip hop dance, guys. Okay, what's next? This is wholesome. This is wholesome and funny though. Your 3-year-old is a savage. Listen to this little girl, what she says.
Okay, here I go.
She said, "Oh, that's a cool trick." Good trick, Dad. What do you call that one? Buzzing your ass? Am I having a seizure? No, I was hip hop dancing. She said, "Oh, that's a cool trick." Okay, last one. This is the HR training video. Human resources. You can't have sexual assault in the workplace or sexual harassment of any sort. And this is how you demonstrate why it's so harmful.
You might have thought that was funny, but what if it was the other way around?
It's even worse the other way around.
Fuck a lot of people.
Okay. All right. That's all the funny reels I got for you today. What else we got? We got some rapid fire news. First, terrorism charges. Okay, so rapid fire news today. Bunch of stuff, updates on immigration stuff. A lot of local news for me because there's some big things happening in Utah. But first, we'll look at ICE and Antifa and all the stuff going on with all that. The first terrorism charges brought against alleged Antifa members in Texas ICE attack. A federal grand jury indicted 2 alleged Antifa members in terror-related charges for the July 4th attack on an ICE facility in Texas. The indictment, issued Wednesday and unsealed Thursday, charges Cameron Arnold and Zachary Evitz with providing material support for terrorism, attempting to murder federal and assisting officers in discharging firearms during attempted murders. For the first time ever, the FBI has arrested anarchists, violent extremists, and charged these Antifa-aligned individuals with material support to terrorism. This was a planned and coordinated terrorist attack on the Prairie Land Detention Center in Alvarado, Texas, where armed extremists tried to murder U.S. officers on July 4th, he continued. We are executing under President Trump's new authorities a record speed. To date, the FBI has made over 20 arrests tied to this case and related Antifa networks. No one gets to harm law enforcement, not on our watch. So here they are. Here's the winners. These are the winners of the Play Stupid Game, Win Stupid Prizes game. Here are your terrorists. These are the ones leading the charge. These are the front lines leading the charge. I actually showed this in a meme and talked about it a little bit last week. This is an old story that I've had sitting in a folder. But these are your Antifa soldiers. And now they're in prison for terrorism. Great. Good job. Let's go. Your time for fun and games is over, you losers. These people are all losers, too. Just look at them. What else we got? Updates on the Salt Lake City shooting. So it's crazy. No mainstream media ever released the name of the shooter from the No Kings protest in Salt Lake City. I said his name. I found his name on X, and I had to dig and dig and dig. And finally, they said, this is him, and it was from an Antifa account. And they said, this is the 5150 peacekeeper, Matt Alder, who shot the person at the No Kings protest. So I have said his name a couple times. I've tried not to say it because I couldn't confirm that my information was good because he hadn't been charged yet. He hadn't been held accountable. There was no official report of his name. None of the big mainstream media had released his name. But my researching showed me the name Matt Alder. So I contacted him on Facebook and on Instagram. But it looks like his accounts have went dead because he hasn't responded. I also contacted Arturo Gamboa for comment, and he did not respond either. But I was trying to find this Matt Alder guy to talk to him or just get a comment or some confirmation or something, and I couldn't find it. Then I went to the second No Kings protest, and I raised up a stink. I was yelling at all the peacekeepers and all the organizers and all the security people saying, where is Sarah Buck? I want to know about this peacekeeper. Why hasn't he been charged? And everybody's like, yeah, he needs to be charged. Yes, we agree. He needs to be charged. And I talked to that one guy who looked like a reporter. And I said, well, I was arguing with a guy and I said, Matt Alder is his name. And the reporter guy's like, how do you know that? Where'd you get that from? Is that confirmed? And I said, it's not confirmed. I can't confirm it because no official charges have been dropped, but I believe that it's Matt Alder. Well, tally another point for the Dreaded Conservative News Network. Rack another point on the list because KSL, and this story was reported on by 3 different news agencies. KSL is the only one that put a name into the article. I may have been talking to a KSL reporter that day. I don't know. He was definitely some sort of press person, and I told him the name Matt Alder. KSL has dropped the name, but this is also good news. So, Laura Alou, the wife of Afa Alou, the guy who was killed, calls on Salt Lake City to hold accountable those responsible for her husband's death. Arthur Alou was killed by a peacekeeper's gunfire during a Salt Lake City protest. No charges filed so far. Alou's family seeks accountability for systemic failures and reforms. It's been over 4 months since Laura Alou's husband was shot and killed while peacefully protesting at the No Kings protest. As of Wednesday, no criminal charges have been filed against anyone in connection with the death of 39-year-old Arthur Falusa Afa Alou. Staying silent would be easier, but silence won't bring him back, and silence won't protect the next event from a similar incident. Charlie Kirk already got killed because Utah sent the message that you could get away with stuff like that in Utah. Or next family from getting kind of call shattered my world. Everyone thinks the shooting won't affect them until it does. On Wednesday, Alou joined attorney Jim McCronky and members of his team, including attorney Brian Stewart and retired federal prosecutor Richard Lambert, who called on Salt Lake City to hold accountable those responsible for Alou's death. We are not here only to mourn Afa's loss, but to hold accountable each party whose failures contributed to that loss, which should include 5051, Salt Lake City, and Matt Alder. Those are the names on the list that need to be held accountable. And now our mission to ensure this tragedy is understood fully so we not repeat it. But now you have to scroll, unless they took the name out. Or maybe I grabbed the wrong article. No, it's the KSL one. McConkie said he anticipates filing a wrongful death lawsuit in the next few weeks against the alleged peacekeeper who shot Afa Alu and possibly others as information is collected. Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Although police have not named the man who shot Laura Alu's husband, her attorneys on Wednesday said Matt Alder is the one who fired the shots. Tally another one up for the dreaded conservative news network. I've been saying this for 3 months now, and they finally reported on his name. Nobody was reporting on his name. I had to dig through Antifa X posts, lots of them, to find one post that had a name in it. And it was from Antifa people. That's how I found it. I have to get into their groups, and I have to sign up for their Facebooks groups and their X groups and their add these people on X and stuff. I don't like it. I'll do it so you don't have to. My algorithm is jacked up. I know about this is how I know about all of the little protests that are happening and all of Antifa's activities and stuff like that. But they're not an organization. Okay, well, how come I'm able to infiltrate them, but you tards don't even know why you're here right now at this protest? So anyway, we got another one, boys. DCNN. Count up another point. Winning, sir, winning. What else we got? Woman arrested by... So that's good that she's pressing charges. She's going to... there we go. So, woman arrested by ICE near baggage claim at Salt Lake City International Airport. I have not watched this video yet, but I read the comments on Facebook, and most people are like... The cops are like being very gentle with her, and she's just freaking out, throwing a hissy fit. But a lot of people are losing their minds. Our mayor addressed this. Our mayor's like, we will not have this in our airports in Salt Lake City. People land in Salt Lake City, and the first thing they see is ICE arresting Guadalupe. How dare you? Our stupid commie mayor. But they're going to give me an ad, huh? Oh, no ad, cool.
News on 2 News at 5.
We start with breaking news as we get our first look at an ICE operation inside of the Salt Lake City International Airport.
This is video behind us here of an arrest that happened last night at the baggage claim, and within the last 20 minutes, I received a statement from ICE with more details on this arrest. Kristen McPeak on the...
Are you going to show it zoomed in, full with sound, or are you just going to have it playing in a little back screen behind you while you talk over it? See, that's what they'll do to make them look like the bad guys. They won't play the audio. I bet you if we hear it, she's the one freaking out, and they're not even being that rough with her.
The live desk force, and Kristen, what exactly happened here?
In a statement from ICE, the agency confirms 39-year-old Marta Brizeda Renderos Leiva was arrested during a targeted enforcement operation last night at the Salt Lake City International Airport. So this is video of the arrest as it happened. The agency says that Leiva will be held in ICE.
They're gently picking her up. They're like, okay, come on, Guadalupe, Martina, Melissa, Consuela, Maria, Santos, Juanes, Jimenez. Come on, we need to go. And she's going, ah! Ah! Don't take me back to Mexico.
Custody pending her removal to El Salvador. ICE confirms Leiva is a illegal alien from the country who enters the U.S. in 2007. She was given a final order of removal in February of 2020. Salt Lake City Mayor Aaron Mendenhall says this operation at the airport was not directed or coordinated with the Salt Lake City Police Department.
Yeah, they don't need to. These are federal agents in an airport. Dumb woman. Do your job and they won't have to.
The Salt Lake City Council did post a statement on social media saying in part, quote, "We have requested additional information from federal agencies in the interest of promoting transparency, accountability, and the well-being of all who live and visit in our city.
Wow. Por Martínez, Brazinde, Renderos, Leiveria, Consuelo, Jimenez, Guadalupe. Sucks for her. She gone. Ain't no sense praying for her no more. She gone. She entered from El Salvador in 2007. She was reportedly given a final removal in absentia on February 19th of 2020. So 2020, her asylum appeals ran out. She had no case for asylum. This is what they do. They come in, they say, I'm seeking asylum. And they say, okay, well, come back to court in 6 months and we'll look into it. You go back to court. They say, you don't really have a case, but do you want to appeal it? Yeah, we want to appeal it. Okay, come back to court in 6 months. 6 months later, you come back to court. You still don't have a case. Do you want to appeal it? Yeah, they appeal it. And they get like a certain number of appeals, which basically amounts to they get to stay in America for like 4 years while they're going through their stuff. Now, she was 2007 to 2020. So she was here for 13 years before her appeals ran out. 13 years of going to court and being told you have no case. You're not going to get asylum. Okay? But keep appealing. You get 13 years. Work hard in America. Send all your money back home to El Salvador. You'll make your family rich. And eventually, we're going to tell you, hey, you don't have a case. Now you need to self-deport or we're going to deport you. That happened in 2020, 13 years after she came into the country illegally. Then in 2020, they tell her, you don't have asylum. You don't get to be in the country. You got to go. You got to self-deport. We'll give you 30 days to self-deport, or we're going to deport you. That was 5 years ago. 5 years ago, she's been living in the country. So she's been living in the country for 18 years illegally. You could argue for 13 years she was doing the right thing and going to court and all that stuff. So technically, she was an illegal immigrant in the process of working towards legalization. But she knew the whole time it was going to fall through. You have no case. These asylum seekers know they have no case. They basically just get to hang out until inevitably they get told to leave. But it takes forever. So 13 years later, they say, okay, now no more appeals. You got to go. You got to go. Then she stayed for another 5 years after that. And then when she gets picked up at an international airport, almost like maybe it's a bad idea to fly when you're an illegal immigrant and Trump is in office and we're deporting all the illegals. Maybe it's a bad idea for you to fly. You weren't smart. You're a stupid woman. And now you're going back to El Salvador. Good. I'm not sad about it. Not one bit. No empathy for that. What else we got? So this is not okay. So that's our immigration and Antifa stuff. Actually, no. We'll do this one. We'll do these two, and then we'll do that one. Okay. So we got one more thing about ICE and stuff like that. Hopefully they have pictures. Yep, they got pictures. So just a little headline here. Happy Halloween. DHS responds to federal agents wearing horror toy masks in LA County. So the ICE agents, as they're running up deporting people, they're wearing like Chucky and Texas Chainsaw Massacre masks. They're wearing like scary masks. Is there more pictures? They're not going to show me more pictures. Anyway, I just thought this was funny. They slowed down, rolled down the window, and stared directly into my camera wearing a Chucky mask. 15 minutes later, another agent drove out wearing a Momo mask and did the same. It just reaffirmed that they really have fun doing this type of work, terrorizing our communities. Phoebe said she and other patrollers regularly document vehicles entering and leaving Terminal Island lot. She described as restricted DHS property. The local police are turning against the federal agents in a lot of these Democrat cities. Powder keg waiting to erupt. Speaking of Fuentes and Tucker talked about this. Tucker had Fuentes on. That was a pretty big deal. I don't have any clips from it, but pretty big interview. And Nick was kind of saying the same thing when the local cops are fighting with the federal cops and the mayors and the governments are standing against the president and allowing this sort of stuff. When Americans voted for Trump to get illegal immigrants out and seal up the border. Immigration, that's what he won both times for. And he's doing it. And he's doing a great job. And he even said the other day, it's not happening fast enough. It's not enough. It needs to be more. I agree. And a lot of people on the right have been saying that. They're like, yeah, this is good, but it's not enough. You're going to need to do more because you get 4 years. The rate, Obama was deporting more people than you, Trump. Are you going to go out like that? You going to go out like that? You going to let Obama beat you? No. Step it up. And Trump mentioned it. He's like, yep, we need to step it up. It's not going quick enough. Not enough. But when mayors and governors and local police are standing against this, it's a powder keg waiting to erupt. It's not good. And Tucker said, well, what would you do? How do you handle this? And he said, the only way is if we absolutely crush them. Meaning all the mayors who are doing this sanctuary city crap, all the mayors who are saying that ICE can't do their job and police are getting in their way and they're blocking roads and not letting ICE through and stuff like that. All the protesters, lock them up. The mayors, the cops, the people who are protesting, lock them all up. Trump's got a job to do. We voted for him to do that job. If you're interfering with that, you're interfering with federal business, federal government business to get rid of illegal immigrants. If you interfere with that, you're going to jail. You can't do it. You can't do a half-assed attempt at it. You have to actually go full out and crush them. And they'll cry about authoritarianism. Who cares? Otherwise, next election, Democrats win, they open the border again, we're screwed. So it's time to get them. Another local story, not super local, kind of actually, yeah. Trump's vision for homelessness begins to take shape. So they're kind of doing like my idea, except not really. They're making right outside of Salt Lake City, they're making a giant homeless village encampment thing. So state officials promised large-scale involuntary addiction and mental health treatment in Salt Lake City's edge. Critics see a prison or a warehouse. The future of homelessness policy in the age of President Donald Trump considers 16 acres of scrubby pasture on the outskirts of Salt Lake City, where the state plans to place as many as 1,300 homeless people in what supporters call a services campus, and critics deemed a detention camp. State planners say the site, announced last month after a secretive search, will treat addiction and mental illness and provide a humane alternative to the streets, where afflictions often go untreated and people die at alarming rates. They also vow stern measures to move unhoused people to the remote site and force many of them to undergo treatment, reflecting a nationwide push by some conservatives for a new approach to homelessness, one embraced and promoted by Trump. With outdoor sleeping banned, removal to the edge of town may become the only way some homeless Utahns can avoid jail. Planners said the facility will also hold hundreds of mentally ill homeless people under court-ordered civil commitment, and the effort will include an accountability center for those with addictions. An accountability center is involuntary, okay? You're not coming in and out. Randy Shumway, chair of the State of Homeless Services Board, said in an interview, Utah will end a harmful culture of permissiveness, he said, and guide homeless people toward human thriving. While the Utah effort began before Trump's return to office, it mirrors his pledge to move homeless people from urban cores to tent cities with services. This is what I've been saying. This is what I've been saying. This is what I would do. I would buy a big chunk of land and I would make tent cities. And you give each person power and running water, and they can set up their own tent. They have their own area. You have homeless people who like become trustees, basically, who work there, and they walk around as security. If somebody's getting too drunk or doing drugs or beating their wife or something, they're kicked out. They're gone. And then when you kick them out, what do you do with them? You take them to jail. And also, you could have a church on the grounds. You could have people who work the church. You could have a farm area and pasture land. You could teach people to work they make like an allowance, or I guess wages. It's jobs. They can get a job on the property. They can get a job working the farm, raising the cattle, and that way they're self-sustaining. They're providing food. They're learning how to butcher. They're learning how to grow crops. They're learning how to raise livestock. They're making the food. They're learning how to cook the food. So you have different people, and it's basically a little ecosystem for homeless people. The only thing is they don't pay rent, right? They maybe you do, like, you get 6 months, and then after that you start paying a small amount of rent, because all you get is a plot of land with a water hookup and a power outlet, and you put a tent on it. Seems the new methadone clinic is going to be lit. But seems like that's what people are going to do. Tent cities, it accelerates after Trump issued an executive order in July calling for strict camping bans and expanded power to involuntarily treat homeless people. Governor Spencer Cox quickly praised Trump's order and told Utah planners to follow it. Critics of the new plan say confining people to a site on the city's outskirts threatens civil liberties and warns that the promised services may not materialize. The efforts coincide with deep cuts to Medicaid, which could thwart the project's financing. I'm super anxious about it, said Jen Plum, a physician and Democratic state senator who calls the promise of high-quality Medicare pie in the sky. You look like a crazy woman. Utah already has severe shortage of psychiatric beds. Legislature is unlikely to find hundreds of new beds. Even if it did, there's no workforce to staff them. Without enormous new spending, the center could function less as a treatment facility than a prison or a warehouse. Whatever. I think it's a good idea. Unsheltered. National push for stern measures follows a decade in which unsheltered homelessness grew nearly 60%, according to federal data. See, this is right on Main Street. She's smoking crack. She's smoking off a foil right there in the picture. This is right on Main Street, like the courthouse. This is in the middle of downtown. The courthouse is right across the street. This is like a scenic where tourists would all come through this area. The big Grand Hotel is there, and the Little America Hotel across the street. Like, this should be like a nice spot in the city. And there's just homeless people out smoking dope. Crazy. So that's it for all the local news and other news. We got a few other interesting headlines here. Weird cess stuff. Weird cess stuff in the news. Man accused of wearing disguise to record women in bathrooms. Look at this guy. Man was arrested after allegedly wearing a disguise to record women inside bathrooms. One Life Fitness Club in Germantown, Maryland, reported a person had entered the women's locker room and recorded her in the shower. So he would go in dressed as a woman, and then before leaving, like the way my gym is set up, you could go into the women's locker room dressed as a woman, and you could come out and cut right into the men's and take your disguise off and then walk out of the men's locker room as a man, which is apparently what he would do. He would go in as a woman, and then we'd take his disguise off and leave as a man so as not to get caught. But it didn't work. Shikunde Tati. Wow. And this is why women at the gym I go to, they don't even use the locker room a lot of the times. They won't go in that locker room because there's usually, in the men's locker room, there's usually one or two homeless guys who just hang out there all day. They charge their phones, they sleep on the benches, they just hang out, and they pay their $10 a month to Planet Fitness, and they hang out in the locker room all day. And there's also big, strong men who dress like women who use the women's locker room. So the women don't use the locker room because that's where scary homeless men who are dressed as women like to hang out. So it's sick. This crap, we got to stop this crap. Luckily, transgender popularity and increases in the numbers of transgender people is dropping. I don't have the source or whatever. I'm the source. But I saw it, I was reading it. It said the numbers of people claiming to be transgender and the popularity of it is dwindling and it's dropping. Woke is dead. We've ended the transgender societal mind virus, social contagion. We shut it down. It's over. I think COVID had a lot to do with that nonsense, but we're getting back to a little bit of normalcy. Solid gold toilet is up for auction with a $10 million starting price. Guys, we're going to have to change the dono bar goal to $10 million because I need a toilet of solid gold, but it's just not in the cards. I always say that. I only added this story. I always say it. Somebody says, well, I need da-da-da. And I say, well, I need a toilet of solid gold, but it's just not in the cards now, is it? That's from Austin Powers. But now we can get our toilet of solid gold. Trump's got one. I want one. $10 million. So I'm going to change the dono bar goal to $10 million for a solid gold toilet. How fast you guys think we can raise it? I don't know. You're not hitting these super chat goals, so I'm never going to get my freaking golden toilet. Dang it. Here's some more local news. Historic LGBTQ bar closes in SLC. Owner and union organizers say they both hope to find a path forward. So I wish I would have known about this. I would have went down to this. This would have been funny. But there's a gay bar. I know where it is because it's over by where the shelter used to be. And it's off in the cut. Like, nobody ever went to this bar. It was like a hole in the wall, but it wasn't even a hole in the wall. It was just a hole in the middle of, like, almost in the industrial. It's like on the very outskirts of the city. Dark, scary areas where a lot of homeless people hang out. There's just a little bar on a corner there, and it's called the Sun Trap. And it's a gay bar. Anyway, all of the employees demanded that they unionize. They wanted their little hole in the wall bar to be unionized. And the owner said, no, we don't want to do that. We're not commies. We're gay. We're gay. We're not commies. But all the employees were gay commies. And so they wanted to unionize. So they started striking from a gay bar. And this is how the left eats themselves. The commies who work at the gay bar are striking from the hole-in-the-wall gay bar. And now the bar shut down. It is no more. So, double win. Commies are jobless now. Gay bar is closed. Double victory. Double victory, guys. We shut down a gay bar and we got a bunch of unemployed commies now. Let's go. I like it. I'm with it.
No offense, but it sounds like some fucking commie gobbledygook.
Okay. Last story update on Tyler Robinson. He went to court recently. Alleged Charlie Kirk assassin Tyler Robinson scores court win after making the same request as Luigi Mangione. Basically, he appeared over camera, and they were asking if he could wear civilian clothes in court. Luigi Mangione did the same thing, and they approved it. Basically, it's so that when you have a jury, you want to look more personable. You don't want to look like a prison inmate. You don't want to look like a crazy prisoner with your freaking vests on and your spit mask on and strapped to a chair. You want to look approachable. You want to look like a human being. You know, you want to be able to wear a suit and a tie. You want to look nice for your court date so that the jury will be more likely to show mercy to you. That's what Luigi Mangione asked for. That's what Tyler Robinson asked for. Lots of people asked for this. The headline reads like he had some great court victory. That's not the case. They just said, okay, yeah, you can wear your own clothes. You can wear civilian clothes. So, Mr. Robinson, rifle round, inscribed pro-trans messages, asked to be allowed to wear civilian clothes to court even before his jury trial. Judge Tony Graff agreed to the request but denied Robinson's bid to ditch his shackles in the courtroom, citing the safety of public. So he's still going to have to wear shackles in court, but he's going to be able to wear civilian clothing. So that's the only update we had. We just had October 31st was his second court appearance, and again, nothing happened. It's gonna be a while. Another interesting story. I don't have the article pulled up. Irina Zarutska, the black guy that killed her, the Russian girl on the train, they just pushed his court date back a year. He's going up for the death penalty, and they just pushed his court. They just gave him his next court date is a year from now. They pushed his court date back a year, which is crazy. These things should be expedited and done quickly. Again, Tyler Robinson, for the next year, every court date he goes to, nothing really is going to be happening, I don't think. They might make it go quick. I don't know. Utah, maybe they'll get it done quick, but probably not. It could be 4 years before we see resolution to this. And then even after that, sentencing could be 2 to 4 years. And then after sentencing, say he gets the death penalty, he might not get the death penalty for 20 years. So anyway, that's it for all the rapid fire news. That's it for all the news that I got for you guys. That's it. All right. So, last but not least, for just a little while here, again, we have a debate tomorrow night. Make sure you come by for that. It's going to be linked, and they're doing a debate right now, which I would have liked to watch this one. I would have liked to do this one. I know Chris watches a lot of Jim Bob, so he's probably just taking notes from all of Jim Bob's debates about evolution for this guy. Which, whatever, if the arguments work, they work. You don't have copyrights on arguments. But, see, I would take it a little bit my own way. If I was doing evolution debate, I'd focus more on carbon dating and how errant it is, and their dating metrics and their need for more time and the time issue. I would focus mostly on that more so than populations arising. But that, you have that in your back pocket. But I'd focus on more stuff about the geographic column, shells that we find in the Himalayas. The geographic column, like it says that they age the sediment layers, but there'll be a tree growing up through the whole geographic column, and you know how old the tree is. So how is this tree, the roots of this tree are just as deep as this layer of dirt that you said is 6 billion years old, but this tree is only 200 years old. Why do we see it growing through that geographic column or geologic column? What's it called? Geologic column, something like that. Anyway, I would focus on the aging, the carbon dating, and the flaws and all that. We have the prompt yet? The prompt is, should prostitution be legal? It's going to be linked to Easy Stream, so if you guys super chat me, he'll be able to read them during the Q&A part. So if you're, you can watch it over there, or you can watch it here if you were watching me before Easy, you can watch it on my channel, and any super chats or questions that you ask, he'll be able to see them on his stream because our streams will be linked. So should be pretty good. What the fuck is Dean talking about? What are you talking about, Dean? You dang crackhead. I wanted to. We could watch this. Some of this. Where is it? Oh, I didn't save it. Let's watch some stuff.
It's very nice to meet you today. You're speaking with USA Fox. Welcome to the channel. I'm here to give a voice to the voiceless. May I have your name?
Liliana.
I'm fixing it. I know. Hold
Liliana.
on.
How old are you, Liliana?
23.
All right, where are you from?
New Jersey.
What part?
Asbury.
Okay, right?
No, Central.
Central Jersey? Okay. I'm from South Jersey. What brings you all the way out here to Kensington, Philadelphia?
Getting high.
And what's your drug of choice?
Crack and fentanyl.
How long have you been using this substance for?
Like 6 years.
How did you start?
At first I started with alcohol, and I went to rehab, and then I found out about dope, and then I liked it better. Well, the first time I OD'd, I loved it.
She says she's gonna say here she makes usually, I forget how much she says, like $600 a day. She does like 30 tricks a day. That's 30 guys that either bussing in or on or around one of her orifices every day. Crazy.
This time you OD'd, you loved it?
Yeah, I like that sleeping effect. It brings comfort.
Sheesh. How many times did you OD?
I OD'd like a few times. Like the last time I OD'd, I was like dead for like 10 minutes. And yeah,
that's light work.
The last time I OD'd.
Dead for 10. That's.
Looks like your last 10 girlfriends. Lord have mercy. Dude, she's breakable. She's like skin and bones.
How are you?
I don't see tracks though. She must be smoking it. Crack and fent. She's probably smoking it. She's not tracked out. Like her arms. You don't see bruises and scars on her arms.
Were you introduced to all these substances?
Rehab. Well, my brother, he had an overdose, so like addiction runs in my family.
Addiction runs in your family? And what age did you start using?
18.
18? Okay. Do your family members know you're out here? Who are you?
I don't sleep, I don't eat. I get up, I go basically prostitute myself for money. And then I come back, I cop, and I just do the same thing over and over and over again.
And how much are you making daily?
A couple $100, like maybe like $500, $600.
$500-600 a day?
$500 or $600 a day. That's more than I make.
How long have you been working the street corners for?
Only a few weeks.
Oh, are you?
And that means she probably sleeps in a hotel. She probably spends $100 on a hotel room each night. And $500 in dope every day. That's crazy. Now, if she does crack and fent, so fent, maybe she has like $100 a day habit, but $400 a day for crack is easy to do. Because the fent's putting you to sleep, the crack's waking you up. But the crack, you're not going to overdose off crack. I guess you could. I'm not going to say you can't. You could, but it's less likely. But you just smoke crack all day. All day. So she's probably loading a dub up every time she puts it. So that's crazy. $500 a day dope habit.
Are you kind of new out here? Or?
Yeah.
And what brought you, like, why did you come out here? You said the drugs.
Because I like the dope better here.
Dope better here? Any plans on going back to rehab?
Yeah, in like a month or so.
Yeah, bullshit.
For my family.
Have you ever completed the rehabilitation process?
Yeah. I was just sober for like 7 months.
This dude's messing up the video.
What caused you to go back?
Boredom and loneliness.
Start playing the music. Can we switch locations? I'm sorry.
No, you're
It's
good.
a little bit further. What's it like dating out here?
It looks like they didn't switch locations. Maybe he just asked him to turn the music off. Hey, bro, you're messing up my copyright.
It's pretty easy. There's like some perverts. But overall, it's okay. Nothing bad.
And how often do you come across the perverts?
Like every day. They be sitting in the car like jacking off for free.
Do you still hop in those type of cars? Or?
No.
No?
And that's like if it's a white van, I'm definitely not getting in.
How often do you get picked?
A white van. But if it's a Toyota Camry, I'm in there.
Picked up?
I get picked up pretty often.
And how many dates would you say you do daily then?
I don't even fucking know. I don't know, maybe like over 30, depending on the day.
Maybe over 30 a day? 30 a day? $600 a day. 30 tricks a day. What's math? 600, 330 goes to 300, 110 times, 20 times. That's $20 a trick. 20, 30, $20 tricks is how she makes. Why is she only charging $20 though? I mean, I guess you want that quick money. You want to get a dub real quick. All you got to do is hug this. Okay. $20. $20 a trick. Wow.
Depending how I feel too.
She's actually pretty accurate with her math then, because she said 30 tricks a day, $600. She's charging $20 a pop, $20 a bus. Now, if prostitution was legalized and she was working in a brothel, you'd have to pay her $400 to $2,000. Is it worth it? Do you think they're going to hire her?
Do you like dating?
No.
Don't.
No, but it's quick money.
You haven't tried any other ways to get money or anything?
No.
Like a job? I don't know.
I have, but this is just faster.
Faster. And what type of men do you come across?
I don't know, like old men. Are like lonely, get like no pussy.
And what type of?
Anyway,
what type of?
He's gonna save her. Don't save her. She don't want to be saved. Don't save her. She don't want to be saved. Mandy will sleep with up to 10 men a day for money. 10. That other girl got you triple, girl.
My sister, Kayla, and I were inseparable. We literally do everything together. We eat together, we sleep together. We're never apart. We're attached at the hip.
Shut up.
Sometimes I do feel like we are twins. Kayla usually drives me around everywhere because I lost my license.
Hey. Business?
Yeah. Mandy does business every day, all day long.
How many?
1.
How much?
20. We could be in the car from
20. $20. Dude, these are some cheap hookers. What the heck? I thought it was like 50 to stroke and like 20 for maybe a BJ, but they're putting it all out there for 20?
9 in the morning.
Dude, I couldn't get a dang I would never be able to get a dang BJ from a crazy hooker. I'd be scared she might dang bite me, you know? Like, I can't trust that. She just has some crazy fit and just starts biting.
All 9 at night. I mean, it's like a full-time job driving her around.
I don't like doing business, but I have to get money. It's the only way I can. Like, even if I had a steady job, I wouldn't make anywhere near what I make doing this.
My goal is definitely to
Easy money. Easy money.
get as much money as possible each day. My sister Mandy is a prostitute.
80, 90. Okay.
Not arrested. 90 days in jail and a $500 fine. Not arrested. What does that mean? She's never been arrested?
I'm going to do business.
I use the phrase doing business because it's just a business transaction.
Okay, I'm by the guy.
Is it? You look like you struggled to say that. Didn't she look like she struggled when she said that? It's just a business transaction. No, it's part of your soul that you're giving to some weirdos. Grumple's asleep on his stream? What the heck?
Gas station, so where are you?
I think saying business makes it a little bit less real for her. I don't think that she understands that she's a
Her sister's cuter.
prostitute.
Yeah, I see you. All right, bye.
She will see as many guys as she wants. She could see up to 10 guys in a day.
If there's more people there, it's better for me because that's more money, but I'd rather them tell me one person and it be 4 than them tell me 7 people and it be none, because that happens a lot.
She calls it parties. There's 7 guys there and they're gonna pay me money. And I do believe if she had another house after that house of 10 guys, she'd still go. As long as they have the money, she's going.
And what happens once you're on that porch if they don't have money? But you're on the porch now. What's your sister going to do in the car? They're all going to take turns running a train. Me and my Ninja Bovice about to run a train for free. What are you going to do about it? Nothing.
It's right up here.
That one?
The blue house.
Can I go in the driveway?
Yeah.
I feel bad. All these people just pay her like $20, $30, and it's just absolutely ridiculous. She's definitely better than this. She just doesn't know it. Are you okay?
About 40. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10.
Mandy is a prostitute. I think that's the first time I ever said that.
And this is the hitter right here. You'll see in my opening tomorrow. You'll see. We're gonna do a little emotional appeal, because this is what it's really about, is do you want your daughter to be a prostitute? Yeah, these guys are crazy. So anyway, yeah. I'm going to call it early, guys. I got to go try to figure out if I can get this dryer to work, and I got to go to work soon. So I'm going to cut this one 30 minutes earlier than usual. But thank you guys for hanging out. Dreaded Conservative show, Monday night, kicking the week off right. Let me set up a raid. We'll go raid the evolution debate. The world's a crazy place. I just report on it. If you like it, tell a friend. If you hate it, tell everybody. Where the heck is it? And I will be back live tomorrow night. Remember, you can watch it here or on Speakeasy channel. If you send super chats to me, he'll be able to read them on the thing if you have questions. But debate 5 p.m. Pacific, 8 p.m. Eastern tomorrow night. Should we legalize prostitution? I will be arguing no. The Indian Jesus will be arguing yes. I don't like saying his name. I'll call him Lutch. But thank you guys for watching. God bless you. We out.